welcome back to the show. Tough times never last, but tough people do. Hope you're having a lovely Wednesday night. The weather's nice in Melbourne, the weather's nice in Brisbane, and I've got a lovely man on the couch. Barry Dickens, 62 years of age, and he's really followed his passion. He's gone through some tough hits of life, but he's back on the straight and narrow. But what I like about him, he's followed his passion. He's a teacher, loves teaching kids. He's written 26 books. And I really think for some of the younger people, and even the more mature people, if you've got a passion, follow that passion. Doesn't matter what you do. It'd be sad if you died with the music still inside you. So whatever you want to do, if you want to be an author, if you want to travel the world, if you want to change careers, don't waste your life doing something you don't really enjoy. You know, it's not all about the money. It's not always about what other people think. You can always change your career and be completely independent towards the opinions of other people. That's what I say, be independent towards the opinions of other people. You have to be, don't you?
There's no doubt of it.
No. Tell me about, is it called electric shock treatment?
Yeah, ECT is a convulsive treatment, electroconvulsive treatment, where you are taken. Do you want me to say what happened to me?
Yes, please do.
I didn't consent to it. I didn't want it, and I regret being given it. I was given it 9 times in the course of 8 months, and it destroys your short-term memory. You really are damaged after that.
What do they put some, like in the movies, they put stuff on your brain? And
it's just like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson being strapped down. You're taken away to a section called recovery. You wait for others to be done. You sit in a rather uncomfortable armchair. You see their limbs start to relax on the bed. They're given gas, which I was allergic to. You're given a needle, which I was allergic to. There's no post-mortem. You're not told afterwards what you'll expect to feel. There's no brief. You're not briefed. You're just like cattle being taken away. There's no conversation. You have no say in anything, and you're a servant of the public servant mentality. And I resented that, being treated in that way.
It's like a sausage factory, like a process.
I didn't consent to it. I really feel violated.
It's disgraceful.
It's like a rape of the mind, you know. And
it's disgraceful.
I know I've still got some brain damage. I don't get depression anymore, but I am forgetful. I forget where the door keys are, where the car keys are, those things.
And who sold them on that idea that they just, I mean, they must do quite a few every week, do they, of these
oh, it happens constantly.
Treatment.
There were children in there being given it when I was there, teenagers, old people. There are businessmen that go in and have a shot of it and then go back into Collins Street to do futures trading, you know, as if it's like going to a spa, you know, I mean...
Have you met other people who've had it?
Well, I was friends with some of them who did, and they may say that it helped them, and but if you're in there for stress, if you're stressed, yeah, which causes your depression, what's the good of giving you more stress? And I was horrified. When I was given it, I was crying, I was holding their hands, I was pleading through the gas mask. This is not for me, this is not for me, I don't want this. I don't want it. I don't, like a baby, like a recalcitrant baby. And then they hold you down, there's 4 or 5 of them holding you down, and they hold the gas mask over your face, they put the little plug into the back of your neck.
Is an amazing view. It's quite disgraceful, isn't it? One would think there'd be more analysis, more research, more a consultative approach towards people with mental health issues, but it's almost like a sheepyard, isn't it? It's quite appalling, really. It's quite appalling. And did you complain?
No, I mean, I was in no condition to complain. In the 8 months that I was there, I couldn't speak. I mean, I was like a mute and like some sort of vegetable. It was only really like a fairy tale ending with my ancient father coming in to get me out of there with one sentence: "When are you getting out?" That's all he had to say, and that not there and then I didn't, but I looked into his honest eyes and I thought, yeah, he's right, yeah. The drugs aren't working.
It's amazing. He came in there and he took you out. He said, "I'm taking my son home."
He just said those words, "When are you getting out?" Because it put the pressure on me.
Yeah.
You've got to leave of your own will. And that night I thought it through in my ward, and I thought, he's right. You know, my father's right. I'm not going to get better in here. I'm getting worse. I'll die in here.
So, Barry, your dad came and got you out of the dirty place?
Yeah, he came in with my youngest brother, Robert. And Robert, in a theatrical way, gestured like this, like something out of comedy dell'arte, you know, here he is. And then Dad came in the ward and sat on the edge of the bed and looked at me, hard though, Not with a smile.
What I find quite appalling, we read about this all the time, that people in work in those sort of institutions, or people who work with the disabled, there's been a lot of assaults in recent years, haven't there?
No, that's true. Yeah, that's right. I didn't see any in the 8 months that I was there.
No.
But I did see a young guy have a terrible seizure one day after what's called meds, which is medication, little waxed paper cups and all your antidepressives. And he had a terrible seizure with flashbacks. And his father had abused him, and he was remembering that. And an hour before that, I've been talking to him. And
Barry Dickens, when did you come out? What year was that?
September of 08, I got better.
Only September 2008?
Yeah, that's when I recovered. And I signed myself out of there. I went and lived in a motel in North Melbourne.
By yourself?
Yeah, I lived...
So the wife had left, she had taken off?
Yeah, and then my young son used to come in there, and he went to school at Uni High in Year 7, and I had an agreement with him that I would write about the hospital. 3,000 words a day was the deal I made with my young son. I bought myself a brand new computer. I sat in this comfortable air-conditioned motel, and I wrote 3,000 words each day. Then gave them to the publisher, Hardy Grant, and they printed the book.
Congratulations.
Well, it was great.
So since 2008, how many books have you published?
There's been 3 new books.
Did you ever write about this experience at the mental health hospital?
No, I wrote an article that was published in The Age about the shock of being given ECT. And
we might talk about that shortly, but we'll be back very shortly on Tough Times Never Last.